It's time to get your plant and garden questions answered.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is standing by out on the backyard patio. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
How are you?
That was a lot of nut puns
Yes,
you had there.
one too many, perhaps. All right.
Not enough.
To shell with it. Let's go to the calls. We'll start with Sandy in Dodgeville. Hi, Sandy. Go ahead. Sandy, you there?
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead, Sandy.
There.
Hi. I have a butterfly bush, and I'm wondering when I should trim it back. Should I do it this fall or wait till spring?
I would do it this fall, Sandy, but cut it back to about 6 inches. Butterfly bush often are very slow to emerge in the spring, and so you want to be able to remember where it is so you don't cut it off with the shovel when you're digging around next spring.
All right.
Thanks, Sandy. Up next, hey, Mary from Beloit. What's your question?
Hi, I was given some eggplant plants in the spring, and so I planted them, and what I got was round purple balls that are about the size of tennis balls, but they, when you cut them open and cook them, they look like regular eggplant. Are you familiar with them?
There are a whole bunch of different varieties of eggplants, long, skinny white ones. There are a lot of Asian varieties that have different shapes than the big Italian one that you're familiar with, but you can cook them all the same.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What kind is this?
Off the top of my head, I do not know what variety you have.
But it's an eggplant.
Oh.
All
But
right.
it's an eggplant,
If
yes.
it tastes like an eggplant, it's an eggplant. All right, let's go to Amy in Wanakee. Hi, Amy. What's your question?
Hi, I have a friend of mine gave me a sunflower plant, and it has multiple blooms on it, and it's rather short. It's about maybe 8 inches tall, and as the blooms die, they kind of just sit there, and it blocks the new blooms coming out. Am I supposed to trim those off?
Yeah, you go ahead and pinch off those blossoms as they finish up. It sounds like you have one of the little ornamental ones that doesn't necessarily set any, seeds like we think of the big sunflowers, but they will keep blooming for a long time if you keep taking off those spent flowers.
Right.
Will they come back every year?
No, it is an annual.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And from Dodgeville, we have Nancy on the phone. Nancy, what's your question?
Yes, my question is, we leave early to go to Arizona the 1st of November. Our asparagus, do we cut it off before we go, or do we wait until spring?
I'm sorry, what was the plant?
Asparagus.
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 Oh, you can cut them as soon as those little leaves start to yellow. And you want to cut them back to about a stubble, maybe an inch or two high. And it doesn't matter if you do it this fall before you go or if you let your friends do it. But if the leaves start to yellow before you go, then you can go ahead and save your friend the extra chore.
All right, enjoy Arizona. Let's go to Norma in Platteville. Hi, Norma, what's your question?
My potentillas are still blooming, but I'm wondering if I should cut them back and how far back this fall.
Potentilla, it's best to do the pruning when they're dormant. So I would stop cutting back the spent flowers, let them finish up. That's a good cue for the plant to start to go dormant and harden off for the winter. But once the leaves are off, either, around Thanksgiving time, or you can do it very early in the spring, just go ahead and shape it. You can cut potentilla back maybe a half. If it's getting sort of overgrown, it'll be fine.
Okay, great.
Next caller, Kevin from Jefferson. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, I've got some snapdragons growing wild outside the house. I'd like to cut some and start them in pots. How would I do that?
So snapdragons are an annual here. They don't do super well as a house plant, certainly not very long-lived. If you want to keep them going, I would let some of them go to seed, and as the flowers start to form those seed heads, put like a plastic bread bag or something over it, so as they go to seed, the seeds will fall into the bag, and then you can replant them. You can sow directly next spring into the same space. Or if you just let them go and seed in the place where they are, just drop the seed, you'll probably get new ones next year.
I love snapdragons. All right, we have time for Kathy in Cottage Grove. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Lisa. This is Kathy. I'm wondering how to get rid of fungus gnats in houseplants.
Okay.
I've used neem oil and yellow stickies.
Yep. I have found that the best thing to do is a product called Mosquito Bits. And it is a little granular. It's safe for indoors and safe for houseplants, safe for pets. And you sprinkle it on the top of the soil, and as you water it in, it kills the larvae that are in the soil. And you might, if you have a really bad case, you might have to reapply it 2 or 3 times, but it's completely non-toxic and super easy. Mosquito bits.
Bits, B-I-T-S.
B-I-T-S, yes.
All right, we are out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Lisa, thanks for coming out today. Beautiful day.
It is gorgeous out.
All right, get out and enjoy. We'll see you next time. And a little final check of your forecast coming up.